All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. Vikings shocking the world. They are going to be releasing Alexander Mattison, running back one from last year. They signed him to a 2-year contract, $7 million. They're like, you know what? We're donezo. Before we get into that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the video here every goddamn day talking Minnesota Vikings. Hit that sub button, 12,000 before draft day.
Yeah, and we were kind of under the assumption the Vikings were stuck with this contract. There was rumors that they only saved like 600,000 or whatever hell it was, and they'd be eating a ton of money if they cut them. And you also, the other thing to look at here is like KOC at the podium, like was just saying he did some nice things for us, which now we know if KOC says he did nice things for us, that is a death knell. That means you were gonzo.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know what this is on Mattison, offensive line, whatever it was. They gave him the reins. RB1, here you go, buddy. It is your show. And honestly, I think he actually earned it. It's just this year he didn't do it. He was averaging less than 4 yards a carry. It was not happening. It was gross. It was disgusting. I love Ben Gosling, who is much smarter than us, said that we will save $3.35 million in cap space. So to me, this is not only a no-brainer, this is a no, I mean, this is just a gimme. I mean, of course you release him.
Well, and we didn't want to keep him. Like he didn't deserve to be here. I think he's a number 2. I think that's what he is. And there's a lot of reasons why it didn't work out. Not enough carries, maybe. He needs a guy who needs to be in a rhythm. But he also led the league in drop passes at one point last season. I think after week 4, he was the leader in drop passes. He had his chance. He bumbled it. I mean, he fucked it up, and he didn't take the reins and run with it when he had the opportunity. So the Vikings made the move and cut him, which I think it's deserved. And with all these rumors, the Vikings being interested in Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, now we can start getting excited, thinking who could be the next running back in the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can be excited. I mean, Ty Chandler, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi talked very highly of him. Yep. You know what? I'm all for Ty Chandler getting a little bit of run here, but I want them to bring somebody in. I mean, we don't know who our quarterback's going to be. Kirk Cousins, a rookie quarterback, whoever it is, we need a running back. We need a solidified running back, whether it's a Barkley, Pollard. I mean, there's so many damn good free agent running backs out there. This draft is thick of running backs until like round 4. So we need to bring a guy in that can actually, you know, maybe get 4.5 yards a carry. So I'm excited about that. I am very excited right now, not mostly because of the amount of money we're going to save.
Yeah.
I was totally under the impression that we were just screwed with him.
Everything you read made us to believe like you're kind of stuck with this guy. Like unless you trade him, you're going to be eating money if you cut him. Apparently there was some language in the contract that offset that. So thank God for the fine print. Kwesi snuck in that thing, or maybe it was Rob Brzezinski, whoever did it. But you talk about a guy who probably didn't deserve to be back with the Vikings. It was Alexander Mattison. Again, great dude, great teammate. He had his chance and he blew it.
To be fair, we were both clamoring for them to re-sign him last year.
I didn't want him to re-sign him.
I'm going to pull
up. Surprised when they did.
Pull some
if you can find one where I said I wanted to re-sign Alexander Mattison
at the right price, we wanted him. I think they overpaid for him. I think that what he was getting paid was a little bit silly as far as what the running back market is right now. But I mean, you know what, Mattison? I mean, he's a good running back. He's going to get signed. Somebody's going to sign him. And he's going to kind of be in the same situation where he's kind of RB2, maybe goes to 1, whatever. But you know what? With Dalvin Cook, he just proved that he made a lot more sense to be that kind of second fiddle.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because like there is talent there. Like we've seen it. Like we've seen when he was able to fill in for Dalvin Cook, the numbers he was able to put up. Like he had a couple 100-yard games. He had some receptions, some touchdowns. So I'm curious to see if he does end up on their team. I mean, he's going to end up on their team. Like how he does with not KOC calling the plays. Like, is it because of this pass-heavy offensive coordinator? I mean, I know he's a head coach, but he's also calling the plays. So is it because of that he didn't, produce? So if he goes somewhere else and actually has some nice numbers, then you maybe come back and think, okay, maybe it's just the system that failed him.
We'll see. He's still young. He's still got plenty of time. But the good news is we're moving on. This offense needs a real nice spark plug, butt plug, whatever you want. And whether that's free agency, the draft, let's bring somebody in. Let's get some yards in the goddamn ground.
Absolutely. Let's also wish Alexander Mattison the best, right? I mean, we don't have any.
Oh, absolutely. I love Mattison. He turned out to be quite the steal. What was he, a round 4 guy? Round 4?
Round 3. Right? Last pick of round 3. We traded on like 10 times. And we finally
you're right. And we got him, and he was fantastic. Yep. And Wish him nothing but the best, but I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, no, I think he'll always have a warm place in our hearts. So let us know in the comments, Alexander Mattison, what do you guys think of this cut? Again, this news broke during our Horn Up. It was fantastic. What a segment we had when that thing broke. But again, let us know in the comments, what do you think? And remember this, the world's oceans contain nearly 20 million tons of gold.
Makes sense.